Welcome to the Speak Your Success podcast. Beautiful people, what's the dang deal? Welcome to the Speak Your Success podcast. I'm your host, TEDx speaker and best-selling author Jonathan Jones. And today is Wednesday, so I'm going to drop you a little Wednesday wisdom. We're down in New Orleans, Louisiana, my father and I, and we're attending this conference entitled Innovate. And during yesterday while we were at lunch, I began to speak with my dad, and we began having a good conversation. And then I began to think, man, that's crazy how life happens to everyone, right? In the Bible, it says it rains on the just and the unjust alike. And just looking at that and thinking about the situation we began to talk about and discuss, I told my dad, I said, Dad, it's funny that despite, if I face a challenge, despite if I'm hurting, despite if I have a loss in the family, whatever it might be, if somebody has paid me to speak, then when it comes time for me to perform that service, it comes time for me to perform that duty, they expect me to still provide what they've paid for or what they've requested. And today, I just wanted to challenge leaders that are listening to the podcast. I want to challenge those individuals who currently are going through entrepreneurship. I want to challenge those individuals who are facing a struggle somewhere in their life right now. And we have to understand that we can't give any more excuses. We just have to put forth results. Some of us want to get to a better place in our lives. However, we can't expect to get to a better place, and we can't expect to make progress if every time something goes awry or every time something goes wrong, then we just fall back and say, I can't make that because such and such happened. I can't make that because I have a paper to do. I can't do that because I actually have a project. However, it just comes to the point where we're all busy. We all have things that happen in our lives, but we have to begin to realize that even though we're all busy, we make time for those things that we want. Even though we're all busy, those people and those things that are priorities, we make sure that they understand that. So I want to give us some tangible application today, some tangible. So first and foremost, in order to walk out, what we say that we want to desire, or in order to get to the place that we best desire, the first thing first, we need to list out our priorities, right? Family, boom. Work, boom. Business, top 3 priorities. So then the next time somebody comes and asks you to do something or something hits, you then look at your priorities. You say, man, I just had a loss in my family. However, in order for me to provide for my family, in order for me to provide and pay the bills, I need to go do this speaking engagement. I need to get in the booth and drop this track. I need to do this. I need to put this book out, because you understand that you're doing those things in order to put your family in a better place, right? So we make the list of the priorities. Then we're able to assess when something hits or when there's struggles or when there's a trial that takes place. And then now by us being able to assess, we're not acting based on emotion. We're acting specifically based on what we've already prepared for. And then the last one is follow through. Because it's so easy to start something and stop. It's easy to start and then fall off. We have to be consistent in our action. We have to be consistent in our follow through. And that's the way that we see success. That's the way we continue to grow. That's the way we build self-discipline. That's the way we grow our character. That's the way we strengthen our mind to ultimately to be able to do more and withstand more as it comes. Because life comes and life hits us from left and right and sometimes square in the middle of our forehead. But when we allow ourselves to build up that self-discipline, and then we get to a place like my friend Pastor Mahari always says, let your yes be yes and let your no be no, then you're in a place to where you say an answer and you stick with it. You say, no, I'm not going there, and then you don't. You say, yes, I'm going to do that because that lines up with my priorities. That lines up with my core beliefs. Friends, I'll be completely honest with you today. It was a while for me where it was so difficult for me to say no. People would ask me to do stuff. Yes. John, can you do? Yes. John, what about this? Yes. Then I realized that I was trying to go to 4 and 5 events and trying to do all these things. And I later realized I didn't have time for myself. I was doing all these events. I was trying to be everywhere, but I wasn't getting much accomplished. So I had to start saying no to people and start saying yes to myself. So, friends, today I want us to understand. I really want us to understand that we have to begin to see, one, life happens to us all, but two, make yourself a priority. When you make yourself a priority, it makes everything else fall into place because you're in a better state mentally. You're in a healthier state so that you can get more accomplished for yourself and so that ultimately you can progress and move forward. All right. Excellent. Friends, if you have been joining us or have been following us for a while sometime now, I want to let you know we're now, boom, on iHeartRadio. We're also, boom, on Spotify. We're on SoundCloud. We're on iTunes. We're on Google Play. So connect with us on any of those platforms or social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. SYS Podcast 1 is the handle. And we would love for you to leave an Apple review. And you can have a chance at being the Apple review of the week. All right. We're going to go ahead and close this episode out like we always do. This is TEDx speaker and best-selling author Jonathan Jones reminding you to speak your success, believe in your greatness, and continue to create the life and business of your dreams. Why would you want to live any other way?